Hi there and welcome. This is Roger at SwiftCloud, and in this very quick video I'm going to show you how to convert from Word to SwiftCloud. Sometimes people search for the phrase electronic signature in Word. Word natively does, to my knowledge, not support electronic signature, so what we're going to do is convert a Word document into SwiftCloud. Now the system does have a converter, however we are using external APIs and sometimes beholden to external systems where we basically send it out, convert it, and that conversion sometimes will fail. It depends on the contents of your document. It depends whether their server is too busy. So in this case, what I'm going to do is show you an alternative method to get it transferred. So if you click the upload and you upload a file right through here and then you just find your document, basically what should happen is it should, just like this, it should store the original and be labeled as such. And you can't do anything with that. All it's doing is storing a backup for you, because we don't know if you just want to store it on our drive and then share it with people, or you just need to store a backup, or you're just using SwiftCloud for the drive services, which is fine, or if you want to make it editable. So what it'll do is it'll store the original and make an editable copy. Now that is if the API-driven converter system is working, and as of this moment, as of recording, it's not, and that's why I'm recording this video with an alternative method to convert it. So when it converts, it'll do its best, but it doesn't always get 100%. And so in this video, I want to show you a little alternative option. What I do is I go to Google Drive. Google Drive is powerful and it's free, and basically there's a little bit to know. So what I need to do is upload the file. So I'll go to just get signed into Google Drive as an alternative method. And the reason that we need to do this, by the way, is because for some years Microsoft was trying to force their version of the web onto people. And so they were injecting characters that were not web compliant, and other browsers would stumble on them and render them as weird characters. And as a result, that was some years ago. This is, when we weren't under the kinder, gentler Microsoft. Basically, they would do this kind of thing, kind of force their version onto things, and it kind of made a mess. So what we want to do is get the file uploaded. Let me find the file. We have a warranty deed doc. I do have permission to use this, so I'm not showing you anything that's terribly personal. And first thing we want to do is click this Open with Google Docs at the top. Now, Google is attempting to keep it in the non-standard. Notice that it says doc up here. We do not want that, because that, again, contains non-web compliant, non-web standard formatting, right? So little things like for example, the parentheses in a Microsoft doc format might be this curved parentheses, right? That curve to the inward of the word, but that's not web compliant. So we don't want to do this. So what we want to do is we want to save as Google Docs. And as long as you do that, then it's going to dump you into the new document. All I need to do is click here in the body, hit Control V for paste, and basically just paste my information. Okay, so now we have a nice looking mess, but it's starting to look like a doc. And from here, you can use it as as you would expect, like a normal SwiftCloud doc. Hopefully you've seen some of other videos. If you haven't, then this is the actual document. What you use are these shortcode fields. So name both, for example, will generate a name field that's both first name and last name. If you wanted to split that out here, you could. And then what you want to do is just draw your attention to the pink box, which is really for them. What do you want to happen after they've signed? The blue box is for you. By all means, do watch some of our other videos, because I'm speeding through this, the 90-second version. Here's the actual URL once we're done. And then, of course, all the advanced options is kind of buried in here. So what we want to do is then, start to swap this out. So what we'll go here is we'll just take this, go warranty deed, center that. And let's convert this to, let's say, a date and time, and we want USA format, and we do not want this to be editable. Like, we don't want it to be a date picker. We just want to say the date, right? So, and borrower is fine for this case. I don't know what, I think this is a mortgage. So, so now when we, in this case, we're going to probably put in a name. So put in name both, and we'll make that required. And if we wanted to pre-fill that information, we could. And basically, that's a different. We'll cover that in a different topic. So what we'll do is, in order to save it, what we need to do is we need an email. So all e-sign documents must contain an email in them, and that is so that we can send them a copy, right? And so as soon as I'll just dump it in at the end. I'll hit save. It's going to think for a second, reload us to the page. As soon as it does, then I'll just hit preview, and we can start to see our document start to come together. So notice this Tuesday, March 31st, right? And we can start to center this and format it and kind of go from there. So I hope that helps. That is, of course, an interim if our converter fails you. If our converter works, which we hope it does, right? We're going to monitor this. And of course, we want to make sure that if we need to switch APIs or something, we will. And eventually, we will build our own converter in-house so that we have a little more control over this, but we haven't done that yet. So in the meantime, then you can certainly use Google to convert that. And if you have any further questions, let us know. We'll update this training. Thanks.